family member topic, we will explore healthy detachment. Often family members need to be invited to be able to detach in a healthy or loving way. Healthy detachment might include not feeling responsible for the other person, not feeling like you have to rescue them, perhaps feeling like you don't have to change them, and to be able to develop some of those emotional boundaries. You can use the handout Healthy Detachment as a way to invite clients to explore what that might look like. It's broken up into 7 steps. And just inviting clients to take a step a week or a step every couple of weeks in order to create that healthy detachment, which may help them to feel a bit more unstuck in their relationship. So first, we need to identify the people in our lives of whom we need to establish healthy detachment in order to retain our own personal, physical, emotional, and spiritual health. And inviting the client to explore who are those people in their lives. Often family members will identify that they might have come to forecast because they were concerned about one family member, but in their work with boundary setting and limit setting, they begin to identify that there may be other people in their life that they need to be enforcing more firmer boundaries. So number 1, identify those people in your life that you need to establish a healthy detachment with. Number 2, identify some unhealthy beliefs which may prevent you from becoming detached. And then address those beliefs and replace them with more healthy, rational beliefs. Some unhealthy beliefs might be things like, they can't live without me, or I have to give 100%, or maybe like, love is the answer to all problems. How can we challenge some of these beliefs to make them more accurate, or at least more neutral? Number 3, we're inviting clients to identify and remind themselves of ways that they're being hurt in this relationship. So reminding themselves why they are in fact setting up healthy detachment. Perhaps they're being hurt financially, perhaps emotionally, perhaps they don't feel safe in their own home anymore. Getting them to really pinpoint in what ways are they being hurt in their relationship. And then number 4, inviting the family member to work out reasons why there's no need to feel guilt over letting go and becoming emotionally detached from this relationship, and freeing themselves from the guilt as they let go of the emotional hooks. We talk about emotional hooks a lot with family members. Those are those things the substance user has learned to hook us back in. So maybe we're trying to set up good boundaries or set limits, but then maybe there's something that the substance user or the gambler has learned that if they say such and such, it might hook us back in emotionally. En route one time, a woman identified that her son had moved out west, and they would text back and forth, and she was setting up some really good boundaries emotionally, physically, financially. And she began to realize that every so often he would send a text that said, "Mummy?" Now this is a 30-year-old man. She hadn't heard the term mummy for many years. And when she saw that in a text, she would immediately become emotionally activated. The next text would be a request for money, such as, "Can I have $75 for safety boots at work?" Of which she would quickly be e-transferring him the money he requested. During this group discussion and talking about emotional hooks, that client was able to identify that the term mummy for her was her emotional hook. And she kind of threw out all of her boundary setting and limit setting when she heard that term. So sometimes knowing what our hooks are is a good way for us to be able to break that pattern. Number 5, affirm yourself as being a person who deserves healthy, wholesome relationships in your life. Inviting the client to explore all the reasons why they need these healthy, wholesome relationships in their lives and what it does for their life. Number 6, inviting the client to gain support for themselves as they begin to let go and create some healthy detachment. That support might look like coming to Forecast, one-on-one counseling. It might be further groups at Forecast. It might be things like Al-Anon. It might be just being open with a few trusted friends, family, friends, social network, where they can open up and ask for help. And number 7, Accept that you cannot change the other person, and you are the only person in your life that you can change. This really is the ultimate work of the family member in healthy detachment, is accepting that they cannot change the other person, but the good news is indeed they can change themselves and can choose healthier ways to relate to their loved ones and a more healthy approach to relationships.